With my trip to Riyadh at an end, I thought I'd hop over to Dubai to hang out for a couple days and visit some friends.
Hello.
I always enjoy these trips to Saudi Arabia and look forward to coming back again soon. This is also the first time I'll fly on Emirates. As a traveler, you hear so many good things about Emirates that you worry that you're missing out. Today's flight is an easy 2 hours on the Boeing 777. Since the pandemic was still active, the flight load was relatively light, which made things a bit more comfortable. While I'd like to rave as much as other YouTubers do, I thought my flight was perfectly fine. The seats were pretty standard for economy with a decent pitch of 32 inches. The food was decent. Typically, I don't complain about airline food. I'm just glad they have food. But despite all the flying that I do, I'm not an airline vlogger, so let's move on. For me, Dubai is like Vegas, a great place to hang out for a few days, but that's about it. More so than Vegas, Dubai is over the top. You can do practically anything in Dubai. While the tourism board has chosen the relatively banal "only in Dubai" as their slogan, it's obvious the goal here is awesomeness. If it's not bigger, better, or more outrageous than anywhere else in the world, it doesn't belong here. They want Dubai to be the world's most visited city by 2025. 25 million tourists a year? Yeah, no problem. The city changes at an incredible rate. I started coming here in 2015, and when you compare the cityscape from 2011's Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol, it was shocking. Add another 5 years, and you just can't believe how much the city has grown and expanded. My hotel, the Indigo Dubai downtown, just opened. It's brand new and it's gorgeous. The whole district that the hotel sits didn't exist a couple of years ago, and they're still building. If you come to Dubai, enjoy it as it is, because the next time you visit, it will be a completely new city. Now that I'm settled in, should I just chill and order room service? Heck no. Maid tells me that Gautam is at his office, so I jump into an Uber. Of course, it's rush hour and Gautam's place is way outside downtown, and it takes me about 45 minutes to get there. Once there, I find that his place, Brewing Gadgets, is a coffee oasis. The barista's dream center. Pretty much every and all coffee-making gadgets are in stock and ready to go. It's amazing. There's just so much stuff here, I wouldn't know what to do with half of all these things. Our first stop is not too far away at a place called Variety Specialty Coffee. Relatively new to the Dubai scene, Variety has been open for about a year and, like most places in the UAE, features a majority Filipino crew. When I asked Gautam why coffee places here hire so many Filipinos, the answer is simple.
They are the best.
Located near Mushrif Park in the Mirdif neighborhood, Variety Specialty Coffee is all about specialty coffee. The generic term that has emerged over the past few years as a descriptive to separate what we do in coffee from the stuff that you find at Starbucks and the grocery store. As you can see, it's a nice space. Interiors are high fashion in Dubai, and many of the most well-known coffee houses spare no expense in creating a unique environment. But it's not long before I drop my typical request. What's good?
Everything here is good. I will give you this one. Okay, naman, Jason.
To be honest, at this point in coffee, the geisha feels like an uninspired recommendation. It's the most notorious coffee in the world with extremely different flavor profiles and wildly expensive price points. But in a city where lavish and expensive is the norm, it's probably the most appropriate suggestion. Oh, this is the Jensen.
Yeah, Jensen. The one who roasts this one is already champion. Emmy Picura.
Ah, MBC, we have your coffee now.
Let's have a try. It's almost same like Napoleon. It's almost ideal. 20 days.
A little bit fermenty.
Yeah, I mean like
A bit bright.
funky.
Yeah, a little bit funky. A little bit like funky, fermenty.
Yeah.
Kind of medium bodied, I'd say. Medium bodied and slightly sweet. Pretty good.
83 temperature.
What's that?
83 only.
83 degrees? Oh, back to what we're talking about, huh?
I like this one.
That's interesting. I mean,
Interesting way to put it.
yeah.
I think I'd like to taste it burn. I'll try a little more.
You want to try the Pink Paraiso?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because they have same, so I only change the grind size.
So is the brew method based on the age? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, sometimes one thing is important: your distribution and agitation, contact time.
Sounds good.
Since birth, you're from US.
Yes, I was
That's
born in
why,
US.
yeah.
That's why I have this accent.
Yeah.
People talk to me, they have nosebleed.
Yes, actually.
Do you like living in Dubai?
Of course. This is our second home.
Is it hard?
No, we enjoy it.
Yeah?
Because if you have passion,
Because, yeah,
especially in the
You love
home,
you love
you
your
will
job.
love your job. All of us have passion.
So you're using the same brew method and brew style, brew
Yeah.
recipe?
Yes. Just focusing in my agitation and the contact time. You smell it? The guava, I smell it. No judges.
This is
Really savory. Kind of like green beans. What is this called again?
It's El Paraiso. This is our best
best.
seller.
okay.
In filtered coffee, especially B60.
Yeah.
You taste the pomelo?
Huh?
You taste the pomelo?
Yeah.
Acidity of pomelo?
Yeah, I can see that. That could be some pomelo. For me, it was rather
Guava.
savory,
You
like,
know
or like
guava?
maybe
Try
herbaceous.
when it cooled down.
What do you think?
More
Like ribose.
Guava.
Guava? Yeah.
The red guava.
I can see that. I can see that kind of acidity. But like I was telling, my initial taste was of like green beans. Green beans. Vegetal and kind of herbaceous.
Maybe is it because of the low temperature? Or?
I use only 83.
Yeah.
Oh, that could be.
Try that when it's cooled down.
That's crazy.
I mean, like these days, baristas are very open about the temperature, grind size, and a lot of experiments. It's not that they have to follow the same standards.
Yeah. That's good. I think
I mean,
that's
like
good.
it's a very open-minded. It's very open-minded brewing.
I wonder what the intention though is. Like, what's the difference between the intention of the roaster and then the performance here? That's quite an interesting thing. But it's kind of dry and clean finish. I
Yeah.
think so. That's pleasant.
One thing in Middle East is people don't like sharp acidity. Citrus acidities are not well accepted. But if it is as sweet and
Yeah, this has a smooth acidity. Like,
smooth, yeah.
a lot of third wave in like United States is very much about that.
Punch. Yeah.
In United States, there's another specialty coffee as well.
There's a lot. That's where it started.
Yeah.
No matter what the Australians may try to convince you.
It's more
How long are your hours?
10 hours, 1 hour break.
What time do you close?
We open at 7 a.m. until 11. We have two shifts. So for the closing shift, we start at 3 until 12, but the last order is 11.
It's a nice shop. It's a very nice shop.
Thank you.
I really like it. All right, that was variety specialty coffee. Pretty nice. What'd you think?
Oh,
Good?
It's good. Good experience. Good coffee.
Good experience, great people. Mark and Maureen, thanks so much. So how is the specialty coffee scene here in Dubai? Is it growing or small or shrinking or stagnant?
Oh
or
no, it's really very good standard coffees are coming up. As I said, people are very open-minded and doing a lot of trials. We are heading towards the right direction. A lot more good coffees these days to get. Yeah.
All right, we are now, where are we?
Karama. Yeah.
I have no idea where we are.
We are going to Afadhil. Simple restaurant.
This is not the Dubai that I see on TV.
Not flashy.
Yeah, not flashy, not flashy.
Including water, there will be only 10 products.
Oh, all right, excellent. Hello. I would ask you what's good, but you wouldn't know that
I wouldn't know that.
because Gautam is vegetarian.
But I know their popular stuff. Like shami kebab. All these are minced meat. And they are kind of shallow fry on the grill. This is the bread
Paratha.
paratha. But again, this is a different paratha than Indian paratha.
All right, I'll try this. The galauti,
Yeah. You want to try any grilled chicken or something?
Grilled chicken?
Yeah.
Okay.
They have a special drink called lassi. So this is the yogurt.
With mango?
No, this is almost like eating consistency.
Oh, it's not a drink.
Oh yeah.
Oh wow, thank you.
Thank you.
This is the
traditional lassi.
it's a ceramic.
Yeah, it's kept in the fridge.
Oh, so it's already pre-made.
Yeah.
Look at that, super thick. Oh. That sweetness is very interesting. It kind of reminds me of grapes.
Sweet yogurt. I mean, like sweet yogurt in the sense there is sour.
There is some sour, yes.
There is some sour. So you are getting a kind of grapey sweetness.
This is actually really good. This is much better than what I was expecting. Actually, when you were asking me about would you like some lassi, I just think about what I've had at Indian restaurants in the US, which I really don't like. And I was like, I almost said no. I was like, oh, but I figured, I'm here, we gotta give it a try. So yeah, this is really great. This is really good.
Because some people are not familiar or they're not comfortable with yogurt.
It's almost like ice cream. Where does this fit in the meal?
It is supposed to be like a dessert, but they are so popular. So usually people come, they start with this.
Oh.
They have food. Again, they end with this.
And they'll end with this again.
Yeah.
Well, I like that very much.
Try this.
Oh wow.
Kadak paratha. So they made a kadak means crispy.
Now, let's see. Whoa. Oh, I like that. It's just put in the oven longer, is that right?
So when you make slow baked, it becomes more crispier.
Oh, I love it. You know, if they made yogurt like this in the US, I think people would really love it. Oh, and at the bottom, it's super thick. Like here at the very bottom, it's like really, really like, kind of like that Greek yogurt style thickness. Yeah. But creamier and sweeter and just generally better. Like I just want to scrape it all up.
So this is
That's the meat. That's the dal.
Dal. So you have fresh onions, sauce, like a tamarind and jaggery. It just gives you a little bit of tanginess. A fresh lime. This is the side dish.
Oh, another paratha.
Paratha, yeah. So this is like a curry, right? I mean, like, so you can just soft.
Oh, it's soft. Okay.
Yeah. Just like that.
Just like this.
Yeah.
Well, and then into that.
Yeah.
A bit spicy. The sauce is a bit spicy. Wow. Gives a nice little punch to it. Oh, it's not spicy.
No, it's not spicy.
It's not.
No.
You know why? Because you're Indian. And I'm Filipino. What's not spicy to him can be very spicy to the rest of us.
To put the dal.
Ooh, that's spicy too?
No.
That's not spicy.
No,
Is it?
it's not.
Yes, it is.
Is it?
Yes, it is. It's spicy. It's like still, the dal heat is still there. But now you wouldn't put the onion in this.
You can.
Oh, you can?
Yeah.
This is called the
Shami
Lucknow.
Yeah.
And you don't want any, yes?
No.
I just feel like I have to ask.
No.
I feel rude not to ask, that's why. So what part? Oh my goodness. I think some of the spices come from the chicken too. No, I notice the way you eat is very disciplined. Only the right hand. No matter what.
At home, we are not supposed to touch in the left hand. We are not able to serve. One person will be there, they will serve.
I understand why.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, I'm noticing you're very like precise about that. I'm not very precise about that. See, like I'll pull it. But you wouldn't do that. You wouldn't do this. Americans, unhygienic. Oh my goodness. Ooh, fresh.
Take the fresh one.
You know, when I first saw the picture of this was like, oh, maybe that's kind of small. But this is quite a bit.
It's filling.
Yeah, very filling.
That's how you bind it.
This is really fantastic.
I was not sure.
Oh yeah, I love it. Love it. I'm really enjoying it.
I get you one more
No,
chicken.
no, this
Sure.
is plenty. Alas, I should stop. Oh, that was immense. That was immense. All right, thank you. Al-Fadhil. So come on down. It's delicious. I really liked it, man. I really liked it.
Yeah.
That was really, really, really good. All right, that's it. Oh, I thank you. Very kind.
Thanks, man.
Have a great one.
No worry. I will recommend you something.
Oh, yes.
You should try the Spanish latte.
Muhammad. Hello.
I would wait a lifetime.
No, I'm just talking to the camera. Don't mind me.
In tricky situations, I will be a
I'm supposed to be a YouTuber.
Nobody's meant to be fighting alone. That's why I'm taking you home. I never felt something like this before. No.
Nobody's really watching.
Keep coming back for you time after time. Maybe I'm losing my mind, but I know I'll never leave you behind. No.
To be honest with you, I'm actually probably the worst customer. What I'm really looking for in coffee shops is a place that has strong sense of vision. Everybody talks about great quality coffee, but it gets a bit boring. So I'm really looking for a place that has strong sense of commitment to a particular standard. The actual standard for me is not so important. What I'm really concerned about is a place that has a standard and they're like practically dogmatic about holding to it. So that's really what I'm looking for. Hello.
Hi, good
How are you?
afternoon. I'm good. Mine is
I'm here to have coffee.
please.
So I came to sit down. I'm basically under one of those old style chairs. So what is the deal here? And it just didn't hold there. It basically just went straight down. It was actually like a smooth glide down. So it wasn't too bad. That will make for a good video. What a way to start the day.
I'm fine.
The meaning of Otaku, it's a place where the people with common interests gather. You love coffee and I love coffee, so we go to the same place, which is the Otaku.
Yeah, so why did I stop in here? I just happened to be walking down the street. I thought, oh, look at this place. It looks kind of neat. The name Otaku also kind of caught my eye. All right, so here's their menu. Ooh, ube latte, V60 AeroPress, Vietnam drip, nice. Coconut tea latte. They're also into Japanese style dessert, Japanese cheesecake, Japanese roll cake, Hokkaido toast classic. Oh, Hokkaido toast classic. That is kind of what I'm thinking about. No, I think I'm just gonna have coffee, or maybe one of these lattes with the Hokkaido toast classic. So here's my question to you.
Yes, sir.
Do you roast your own coffee?
Our bean, sir, is from Germany. We use the man versus machine beans.
Oh, okay. So I'm curious to know, of your specialty lattes, there is tiramisu and ube. Which is
Tiramisu.
better? Should I have one of these lattes or should I have just coffee?
If you are really a coffee lover, sir, I suggest you can taste our coffee. The tiramisu, it's a little like...
But how about the ube? I'm actually, forget the tiramisu, I'm more interested in the ube. Is it good?
it's
Oh, you see, I see your eyes.
Yeah,
It's not
it's-
so good.
not totally not so good, but we're more like, the customer more like the matcha
Matcha latte, you know.
and tiramisu latte because it's like a different. Can
So
I-
you would choose tiramisu over ube?
Yes.
Huh.
Because I think, sir, it's ube is like a common.
Common?
Yes, sir.
See, where I'm from, tiramisu is very common.
Oh, you're
That's why.
from-
Here, let's do the ube, for example. Are you actually mixing purple yam?
We use like a concentrated syrup.
You know, I'm curious. I'll have that.
Ube.
Yes.
How about the milk?
Normal cow's milk. But also, I would like to try the Hokkaido Toast Classic.
Hokkaido Toast Classic. Okay.
Well, I'm excited to see how they make these lattes. Like these are things that I've played around with myself that I've never really done.
Sir, I just have one question.
Yes,
do you,
of
Do
course.
you like your ube iced or hot?
Oh, what do you think? Iced or hot?
Iced,
So I'm
of
having
course.
Hokkaido Toast Classic
You take
with
the hot one.
The hot one?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll have the hot, please. You're Filipino, right?
Yeah, of course.
So I figure you guys would be the experts in ube.
Oh, yeah.
And how
of
to.
course.
So where are you from?
In Bataan,
Oh, Bataan. What part? Like Albay or?
Dinalupihan.
And how about you? Are you also from the Philippines? Or?
Yes, sir. I'm from
But you have
Batangas.
very like K-pop hair.
Yeah.
You look like you're part of BTS.
Army. Yeah.
There's good coffee in Batangas.
Yeah, the Barakong Cafe. Yeah.
You're not from Philippines. Where are you from?
Uganda.
Where?
Uganda.
What part?
Kampala.
In Kampala. I've been to Kampala many times.
Yeah, it's really nice,
Oh,
right?
it's super nice, super nice.
Ube latte with coffee. Enjoy.
There's definitely a bitterness that comes through. The coffee, there surprisingly is a dominant flavor of coffee here. I think the presentation is kind of nice. As we're talking about the ordering, I was under the impression that we were pretty specific that this was going to be a hot drink. As you saw, it became a cold drink. So somewhere along the way, there is a bit of miscommunication between the members of their team. But I do like that it's kind of got this purpley, ube-ish foam. It's an interesting looking drink. Kind of reminds me of Grimace from, McDonald's. It's a bit sweet, kind of has the ube flavor mixed with coffee. It's actually kind of pleasant, Even though that shot looked pretty fast. Actually, the shot looked really fast. It had been ground at some point before I was like, are they not going to grind a fresh basket? I'm guessing that this came out as the Iceland version because this is probably how most people order this drink. And that's kind of their default way of thinking of making it. It's interesting. It's different. I kind of dig different. Plus, if I say yes to having brewed coffee, it's probably going to be typical third wavy, bright, floral, citrus, the usual. And so I'm kind of tired of the usual. I want something different. I want something unique. I want something interesting. It's fun. It's different. It's sweet. It's milky. It tastes sort of like ube. Whenever I'm visiting any city, I'll ask people that I know, coffee friends, what cafes should I check out? What coffee places should I try? I have to give them the caveat. I want something that's like super interesting. It doesn't have to be super amazing on the ultimate coffee quality level, but it has to be something unique and worth my time to drive to. Like, I want there to be some value out of it. But if it's always the same thing of like third wavy, specialty coffee, everybody's doing the same thing, what am I doing there? I'm up to here in third wave coffee. So this is fun and this is different, and I'm looking forward to trying this toast, but it's taking a little bit of time. So they just came out to tell me that they're sorry, but it's going to take another 10 minutes for the toast, which is fine, but I'm kind of wondering why. It's just me, and there's at least 2 people here for kitchen work. So to make toast from already baked shokupan, that seems kind of odd. But shokupan is calling, so I'll wait and see how it turns out. They say another 10 minutes, so hopefully not too much longer. Hokkaido toast? Is it French toast? Oh, it's like French toast.
Yeah, the classic one. This one is the classic filled with cream and then mixed berries. Enjoy your meal, sir.
Thank you very much. Okay, fair enough to say that this was not what I was expecting. I was really just expecting a couple pieces of toast, nicely toasted with some butter. That would make me very happy. But having French toast. All right, that's pretty awesome. And now I can understand why it takes longer, because I was just thinking, toast it, add butter, what's the deal? But this is actually a whole production, and it looks pretty darn good. It looks like freshly whipped cream. Okay, maybe not freshly whipped cream. All right. But nice vegetables. I mean, nice fruits. And let's get into it. All right, he's right. This would have been better. Oh, it's really creamy on the inside. So the anglaise is really deep into it. I'd like it to be a little bit drier. Ooh, very sweet. So this is the wrong choice for the ube latte. If I had known that it was this kind of a dessert, I definitely would have gone with the brewed coffee. I think it's quite good. Oh, just to clarify, I said that they told me that it was going to be 10 more minutes. It turned out to be maybe like 3 or 4 minutes. It wasn't another 10 minutes. The flavors hit all the right notes. Got a bit of caramelization on the exterior. Nice and juicy anglaise on the interior. Everything's soft and really enjoyable. It kind of hollowed out the center. Added some cinnamon. Oh, inside, look at this. Inside is like a ume. There's like a little bit of, well, not ume, but basically a whole strawberry. That's fun. So early on there, when I was asking about the drinks, the guy was like, well, I think you should get the specialty coffee. And like I was very against it because I want something different. But now that I see that this Hokkaido toast is basically a French toast, I think that would have been the better pairing. It's really big. Like I really thought 2 toasts and butter was going to be the deal here. And 2 toasts and butter with the ube latte would have been just right. But this definitely needs brewed coffee. The fruits are nice and fresh. The whipped cream tastes like Rich's whipped topping. But what I really wish I had was coffee to balance the sweetness. Really, this is too much. I should stop. Alas. All right, so that's finished. Ube latte with whole milk and coffee was 34 dirham. And the Hokkaido Toast Classic was 58 dirham. All right, let's get rocking. Okay, thank you guys. Thank you so much. Have a good day. Well, that was Otaku here in Dubai Design District. You know, a little bit of missteps, but you know, it happens. So thanks for tuning in. Please subscribe if you got a chance. Footage in the distance. And I'm looking for a place called the Espresso Lab. Oh, here's the flag. See the flag? Somewhere here is the Espresso Lab. I'm not sure where we're supposed to go. Here's the name. I'm facing this way. Alas, I'm lost. I must be in this building here. Somehow I feel like I'm never going to find this place. Am I going the right way? Tokyo, Starbucks. I think it's up here. I'm going farther away from it. Unit 8, Building 7. Building 7. I think Building 7 is over here. Today's special Ethiopia. Hi.
Hello.
What should I try? What's your coffee you're most excited about right now?
Espresso.
Espresso?
Yes, espresso and digital.
What are you most excited about at the moment?
That one, the espresso. You can try this. We just released the Yemen like 2 days ago.
Okay, very good. I'll have that, please.
And the espresso is only for here, okay?
That's perfect.
Would you like to add some pastry?
No, thank you.
You're a vlogger?
I know. Well, yes. Well, not really.
In which country?
Sorry?
In which country?
United States.
United.
Yes. I'm a tourist. I'm just a tourist visiting. So.
Enjoy Dubai.
Thank you very much. Back here. Spaces for us to sit. Ooh, it's very pretty here. Number 13. What's that?
Not allowed.
Oh, you're not allowed to sit here? Okay.
The head barista here in the Espresso Lab.
Oh, he's the head
He
barista?
is Iranian. What's the name of your blog so we can watch?
ONO Coffee. One whole word.
Where do you want?
Let's go out here. Let's try your sound here. Oops.
Yemen beans, alchemy, and this espresso you may get more on candy plus, rock melon, and some hints of grapefruit. Yeah, enjoy.
All right, thank you very much.
Enjoy coffee.
So here's the coffee just delivered. Look at that. Very nice. Shall we use judging protocols? Ooh. Oh, I have to say the bitterness is pretty strong. It's a bit bitter, a bit harsh on the initial sip. But the finish is very clean. Like it's bitter, it's sharp, it's harsh, and then gone. Whoa. Definitely the puckering. There was an additional amount of coffee espresso. So for this Yemeni coffee, it's very pungent. There's some fruitiness to it, some ferment, but it's very pungent. It's a bit on the harsher side. Like as a pleasurable drinking espresso, I don't know if I'm pleasurably drinking it. I think this might be great like in a milk beverage to kind of balance out the I've got some water, let's see. Some sparkling water to help smoothen that out. And also, as you saw when you first dropped the espresso, the crema had already broken, and we had walked from the espresso machine here, and it only took a few seconds. So the crema was really dissipated. 21-second pull. There's definitely a pungency. The body's medium. Acidity is, kind of medium. It's not like a lot of espressos that have this really grating acidity. This is, medium to moderate acidity. Is it one that I'm finding enjoyable? I can't say that I am. I mean, it's astringent. It's also got a bitterness and a strange fermentation to it, but that's just me. Other people certainly may find this really lovely. All right, time to move on. So the Espresso Lab was pretty good. The espresso was not to my taste. There's certain aspects of the espresso that I didn't really find to my liking. The cost was, I think it's 21 for basic espresso, but for the Yemeni, there's a 10 dirham surcharge, so I think it's 31 dirhams for the espresso, which I think is pretty expensive for espresso, right? I'm guessing it's close to $8 US. I think I would have liked it better in milk, and I think also I probably would have liked trying one of their brewed coffees better. All right, I'm gonna have to call an Uber. Okay, we're back in the car with Manoj here because Yasmina has asked me to deliver this package. How far away is it, Manoj?
13 minutes away, yeah.
It's like everything in the Middle East looks nearby on the map, but is really kind of a distance. So it should take us a few minutes and then we'll be at grandmother's. We've made it to this grandmother coffee, so let's come and check it out. Hello, how are you guys?
Hi, good to see you.
Oh, you know. This is from Yasmina.
Oh.
Well, she said, when you go to Dubai, come see Freddie and bring him this.
Thank you so much.
So,
How is everything? How was the
everything's
competition in Saudi?
It went very well.
You're welcome to Grandmother.
Thank you. I'm glad to finally be here.
You're welcome.
I've heard so much about this place.
Thank you. Good stuff or bad stuff?
Oh, good stuff. Always good stuff. Always good.
So he's Kim.
From where?
From Philippines, Pampanga. I've been in coffee for I think more than 5 years, 6 years. I started as a commercial barista at Starbucks. Right after that, I flew from Philippines going here, and then I tried applying as barista. Then I still work in commercial coffee for another 2 years until I went to coffee tea festival. Yeah. Then I saw the specialty coffee that I never knew about. I was still working as barista in commercial coffee shop right in Jumeirah.
Okay.
And I tried to apply as a specialty barista, but then I got turned down for several times. But then I just studied by myself, and I tried getting connected with the people around the community. And that's how I stumbled with Shomai from the Espresso Lab. And then that's how I got into the Espresso Lab. I worked for them for 2 years.
Honestly, I think that's probably one of the pinnacle places to work here.
Yeah, it is.
So why did you leave?
Well, I got another position here in Grandmother.
Excellent.
So now I'm working as an assistant roaster here. Usually we use this room for cupping session every morning. Once we've done our roasting for the clients, the next day we make sure that we cup it and we taste it and we evaluate it. But this one, I use this one also, this room for training and joining the barista competition. I joined this November 7th.
How did you do?
It was good, it was fun experience.
Yeah, like where we have our coffee discussions mostly.
Okay.
Anything to do with troubleshooting, any coffees that we've had a problem with, this is the place to, we just shut the door and then forget about what is there, just focus on what is here. Yeah, so this is the place. It's always quiet actually in the evening. And here is the 15. So this is where we're doing most of the production, and this is only for like special coffees, very small lots. This is a 6 there, but we're always doing 3.5, just with expensive coffees, small lots. And then of course sample roasting mostly happening the other side with this tiny thing.
Usually
tower, yeah.
You don't find that to be too small?
It's small, but it depends on how many samples I have a day. So sometimes it gets really small when you have like a lot of samples to do. And that's a headache, but we have 2, so I just pull out the other one.
Yeah, because one of the things that I find to be a little bit difficult with the Ikawa is that, like, if I need to do a full spread cupping, 5 samples.
5 samples. Yeah.
60 grams,
exactly,
just not enough.
So to me, it's not more of like maybe origin cupping. I wouldn't recommend it for origin. Like it will be good here because you just want to deal with one sample because you've already sampled these coffees at origin. So here you're trying to assess the quality if it's still running on the same in the same line. But when it goes to origin, come on, if you need 5 cups each set, then you're going to roast like 100 times.
Yeah, too much.
Yeah. This is like it's an electronic filter, so whatever happens stays in here. Nothing goes outside like dust or anything. So we try to avoid the dust. So they only smell coffee and see the smoke coming out, but they never see anything to do with dust. They never see any husks going outside, so everything is just staying in here.
How much maintenance does it require?
Every after 1 week. Their filters, you check them out and clean them with water. You just have to have like high pressure hose. It's always simple that way. You soak it for maybe 10 minutes and then after you splash it with water.
At 15 grams, you're doing how big of a load?
This one we're doing 11 kgs. With the 15, we're only keeping it 11. Max I've ever tried going 12, but I didn't like the profiles with the 12 kgs. With the other one, it's always, we try to stay 70%, sometimes 65. Which keeps the quality at least in a frame where we feel like, okay, this is Grandmother, it represents us, so that's where we keep it. Yeah.
And so how much are you guys roasting per week?
600 kgs.
Oh, so that's a pretty good roast.
Yeah, but that's like a slow week. Like sometimes it gets busy and you have to hit a ton in a week.
Wow.
So that means we're going to do 2 hours extra on a day. Just have to have your green inventory. I always try to maintain my green for only 6 months because you don't want to keep your green for over 8 months. But this place is really hot. So you need to target your inventory knowing that your coffee doesn't age. After 8 months, you should be done with your inventory. Small lots, we don't really bring in a lot of quantity. The only coffees that we know are running like on a terrible speed is Brazil and Ethiopia. The other coffees you're bringing in Panama, you have 100 kgs of Panama geisha. That will take you 6 months. Because not every day people are going to drink that. With the Brazil, you need to bring a lot of tons to keep your market going.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Ethiopia, the same thing. And Ethiopia being very close, that's no problem. The problems are always with these South American coffees, Central America, these are a little bit complicated. So with that, you try to stock something that lasts you 6 months, but before even 6 months, so you place an order that lasts for 6 months. At 5 months, you already have your order coming in, your new shipment. So my target is always working with people that have like 2 seasons. If I happen to get a 2 season that really supports our system and our storage, because the storage is really small, you don't want to get a lot and then run out of room. We don't want to put coffees where people are supposed to be sitting.
How do you manage your sourcing? Is it mostly through importers or?
I'll be very honest, a lot of people want to say everything is direct. You can never have all your coffees direct. Sometimes you need importers. So what we're doing most of our coffees are directly sourced, but we have a few coffees that we can't directly, like for the past 2 years with the COVID in place. Of course. Yeah, we could not travel. Of course, you needed an importer who's doing bulk, so you can always get some from them. It's like Panama, Colombia. It's direct in a sense that, no, Colombia, for us, Colombia is direct because we have like 2 producers we're working with. But you find coffees like, I would want a Rwandan coffee. I can't just go and get like 20 bags from Rwanda, ship it here, it's expensive. So I work with an importer who's doing it here.
It's nice to hear some truth in advertising.
Yeah, seriously. Sometimes I think that's where businesses go wrong. Like, everyone says everything is direct, and then when you look at direct, what kind of direct? Is it like farmer roastery relationship, or farmer like someone on the other side who's hoping you connect with the producers, which is not direct? Yeah, but I have some coffees like that, but most of them I would say they are direct, but I do have those importers helping us, and maybe someone on the other side giving you a hand, because you can't really take out someone when you're still small. We're still growing. We can't really sustain. Yeah.
With these direct coffees that you have, who actually goes to build that relationship with the farmer?
I go to these places, connect with these producers, try to create a bridge between grandmother and their businesses and their families or communities they're working with, and then that's how we end up getting some really good coffees. We've been lucky enough. Things are changing. Specialty coffee, on the other hand, is changing. Farmers are getting access to travel down to cafes to roasteries where they're selling their coffees. So we've had them also come down here. We have these conversations also when they come here. So I think in the future it will be the producers coming here, not the...
Yes, that'll be good. That'll be good.
Yeah, that'll be good. But we love traveling to see the communities, see what is happening. Are we bringing change into communities with what we're doing? Because we're buying coffee, but is it really being like a positive effect on whoever is around it?
What kind of impact would you like to have in those countries?
I would just want to see this, families, change status. Most of the farmers, because I come from a producing country, I know how a coffee farmer lives. So if I happen to start making these connections, these relationships, I want to see your relationships impact you the same way they are impacting me on this side. Because as a green coffee buyer, I can see change here. People are appreciating coffee, their numbers coming up with the accounts. So it's the same thing. I go back, the next thing I know, maybe all your kids are in school. You have like extra businesses going on, you have extra support, your farms are in good condition, you're not struggling to take loans to survive on the farm, you're independently financing your projects. That's the change I'm talking about.
I'm quiet for the moment only because I'm thinking about what you're saying.
Yeah.
And it sounds to me like one of the most thoughtful answers to this question. Like in our industry, there's so much talk about from roasters, especially specialty coffee, third wave roasters, about how we're helping the farmer. And all this thoughts of grandeur, and in the American context, the implied idea is that we're helping the farmer to improve their lot for the next generations, right? And like as though they're going to be pulled out of the mud and away from the coffee farms. But your response here was very, it's tempered by the fact that you are from a producing country. You know how the farmers live.
Exactly. I've seen them struggle.
And to talk about them being able to maintain their crops and not have to go for those loans that really destroy.
Because the loans end up destroying their lives. I've seen it straight hand, I've seen it straightforward, where someone takes a loan and they have to sell off their product just to pay off a loan. Not to take care of the kids, not to take care of, there is school fees, there is health services and all that. But you have to pay a loan before all that. So how about securing and knowing that whatever you're producing is sustaining you? You're not taking extra loans. So things like that. That's what really sustainable is supposed to be about. It's not about trying to help someone out of the mud, but it's still taking loans and all that. And in the future, it will come back and haunt them. And it's going to take away whatever they built. And sometimes maybe you've helped them build something really good, but because of the loans and all that, to be taken back to the banks and whoever gave them the loans. That's how I look at it.
Okay.
These relationships are just supposed to be, pushing people forward, pushing you away from maybe where you were today to somewhere, to a better place. I think that's what we're trying to do with a few farmers. We're working with directly like 5 farmers right now that I know of: Brazil, Colombia, Ethiopia, Panama.
You're from Uganda, correct?
Yeah, I'm from Uganda.
Are you working in Uganda as well?
In Uganda, I actually not really working with anyone sourcing coffee here, but I'm just working with them in Uganda. I'm trying to work with them and see if in the future I can entirely be part of the projects down there, whereby I can source coffees directly with them. Right now, I'm just consulting with them, trying to help them, educate them on what the future may ask for or where the future of coffee is heading, and in terms of processing, in terms of how they're growing coffee, which varieties are going to be like up there. Because my comparison with Uganda is always Kenya. I'm looking at Kenya as like a flagship. Their coffee is amazing. Even while in Uganda, I'm drinking Kenyan coffees. So sometimes I compare Kenyan coffee and I want the same thing to happen to Ugandan farmers, to Ugandan producers. And of course, trying to educate them on the logistics when it comes to how they should get their coffee, go through the Uganda Coffee Development Association, how their coffees can go there and still be tracked back to them.
But you're from Uganda,
yeah,
and you know everyone at the UCDA, you know all the players. Why have you not started buying from them?
No, I'm not saying like I'm not buying from them, but I've had some coffees from them. It's only that we're not buying that much.
Okay.
You know, when you're just taking a few bags, you're not doing any good to the producer. You know, you need to be taking a good number of coffees to be making that impact, to talk about that. But I've been taking like 2 bags, which is 120 kgs. I don't count that like business for a producer, because this is good coffee and I would love to see that coffee in bulk, in big quantities. But you can never see that if the coffee hasn't gotten to the quality that you want. So you just have to give it a try. Every other season, you take a few coffees with you, try them and see if you can really establish like a relationship or sign contracts with a farmer or a producer, and you're like, this is what we want for the next 2-3 years. But I'm getting coffees, of course. I love Uganda.
Okay,
I love
it. That's good. So tell me a little bit about your background. Like, how did you start and how did you get into coffee?
The first time, I think it was me going at a bar and drinking my cocktails. Like every other night, I go in for whiskey. But there is this awesome barista. He was the current barista champion. I asked for whiskey. I'm always asking for an espresso. Just mix it up with my whiskey.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. So, and this guy is like, why do you always do this? Every time you come here, you ask for an espresso. Why? You should stick to your whiskey. You don't. So I'm like, I just want to try coffee with something different. So he started asking me, are you interested in learning about coffee? I'm like, yeah, I can give it a try. I can always come here after work and work with you behind the bar. I was doing stock taking for an electricity company. I was just doing stocks and doing inventory for them.
Was it good money?
Oh, really good money.
Okay.
He introduced me to coffee slowly as someone who I used to carry his bags during this practice because he was going to represent Uganda in Bogota by that time. His name is Mbabazi Roberts. I think you know him.
Oh, yes,
he's in the US right now. Yeah. So he's my mentor and he's everything, seriously.
Okay.
So Robert has been a very, very good pillar in my coffee journey. He actually built that foundation and everything. So he started teaching me how to make coffee. I was fascinated with the latte art, whatever he was doing with the coffees. So I'm like, I want to know this, I want to know this. He told me, chill, you're going to be going around with me. I want you to help me carry my bags. I'll be in Kampala. We used to work in Jinja, which is like 78 kilometers away. So I used to leave Jinja, go with him at UCDA for his trainings and practice and routine.
Oh, in Lugogo.
Yeah, in Lugogo. So that's how I ended up in coffee. At some point I was called back at my old job and I'm like, you know what, I think I'm loving this, I'm gonna stay. But the money wasn't good, so I told Robert, man, you better do something good. So joining coffee was a hard place. I was thinking of my future. There is money here, but there is something I'm getting passionate about here. I'm loving what I'm doing. I'm loving walking around with Robert. He introduced me to the farms. So my first 4 months in coffee, I was introduced to most of the things people I've been dreaming to learn. So I'm in coffee for 4 months, and I already know there is coffee from Bali, there is coffee from, Roastery. I've gone to these places with him. We've tried to source his coffee to use in the World Barista competitions. So I know most of the things that are happening with him. I got too excited. I'm like, you know what? I'm not coming back. The thing is, I'm staying in coffee. Life is not good this side. I haven't even figured out if I'm on a payroll, but I think I love doing this. So when he traveled to Bogota for his barista competition, when he got back, he put me in a position whereby he can leave and I can stay behind and still handle the bar. Learn. I had started learning. After 7 months, I think I went into my first competition. Competed and ended up in the semi-finals with the Uganda Coffee Barista competition. I came back the second time and ended up in the finals, and that's when I realized this is what I wanted to do after 2 years in coffee, and that was in 2012. There is a few years you didn't come, but I remember you were there in 2018. Was it?
Yes.
2018.
The last 3 competitions I've done.
I was there by that time.
Oh, okay.
I was visiting. I was just visiting. When I saw you, I was like, coffee's in good hands. And I saw you, I just walked in. I had a little chat with the baristas, and after working in Uganda for like 3 years, I moved to Burundi. After my second competition in Uganda, I got someone call me up and was like, I want you to compete, and I know where you're working. I would love to visit your cafe. I'm like, you're welcome. So we had like 3 branches. Space Cafe, we had one in Kololo and one on Parliamentary Avenue. The head barista for all the venues. My job was to go around, calibrate baristas, work with the baristas behind bars on some shifts. But after some time, this guy calls me. It's like, I know where you work and I would love to visit. So I took him to the one in Jinja because that one represented who I am. It was like, I grew up there. I was born in Kampala, but grew up in Jinja. So I was like, I'll take you where I understand, where people really understand me. So he saw everything I'm doing. He's like, you know what? I'm planning on opening a roastery in Burundi. And I would love you to come around and check out the place. If you like it, you can say. If you don't, and I'm like, okay. So when this guy invited me to Burundi, it was like an opportunity to really put everything that I've been learning into life, Now it's the first time I'm going to work behind a production machine. I've been doing samples. A month into Burundi, I was lucky enough, got another offer from a local producer who wanted me to do sample roasting for their washing station. It's like one of the biggest producers in Burundi. That's where I picked interest in going abroad, meeting really good people, meeting people that inspired me to do coffee beyond borders. Like, you know what, I need to break myself apart from Burundi, go back to Uganda, do something home. So when I went back home, I was just doing freelancing. From 2013, 2014, I was in Burundi. So early 2015, with the civil war that was going on in Burundi, I decided, let me go home and do something in Uganda. Let me train baristas, let me work with cafes, let me try to train people on how to better their menus, to improve their coffees in the cafe. So Ibrahim calls me on one of my, I was doing consultation in Rwanda. We were opening up a cafe in Rwanda, and calls me, is like, I've heard a lot about you, people are talking about you, I've heard like really good stuff about you, you're a good roaster, I've tried your coffee. Are you interested in a job in Dubai? He was the only person who could convince me to come here.
How did he convince you?
Say the things that I wanted to hear, maybe. I feel my life is more at the backside of the cafe. So roasting is like something that I take serious, something I really love, something I like to explore, something that challenges my knowledge about coffee. So I feel like, okay, this is something that I would love to do. He told me, I'm opening a roastery. We'd love to have you on board, so maybe you can understand coffee in the UAE, coffee in the Emirates. Maybe you can get to know a few people what coffees they like, how do they like their coffees. Maybe it will open doors for you on how to roast their coffees in the future. So I traveled here in 2015, 2 weeks. Went around, drank coffees. It was a very virgin territory by then. Specialty coffee wasn't a thing. After 2 weeks, I went back home for Christmas and then came back in January 2016. So I worked with Espresso Lab for 1.5 years. I was like a barista QC because I was the one responsible for green, because we used to buy our own green but take it somewhere to be roasted. So doing that with the team kind of opened up my eyes. You know what, we're selling a lot of coffees and the brand is growing. Why don't you just open a roastery? Owner here, with Ibrahim being friends, they opened up Grandmother. In 2018, that's when we started roasting. We started with this little guy. I've been abusing him for some time. Yeah. You know what, it's not worth it standing around the machine for how many hours? You better stand on this for 9 hours and have more coffees. The business started growing from, 200 kgs a month, a ton, and then we realized we can no longer handle 1.5 on a 5 or 6. So let's go big. That's where we went big. We came this side. To coach, I've been trying to hold baristas, coaching baristas as well, mostly barista competitions. And brewers, the first person I coached and ended up winning a championship was Ibrahim, actually.
Oh, really?
His first championship was in-house, the two of us, running up to lead, seeing him like challenge himself, being an owner and taking yourself away from the comfort zone to doing what we do.
I mean, he's really unique in that he's an owner that really pushes himself to know the craft.
To know the craft.
That's really impressive.
That was impressive to all of us. It was an inspiration. It motivated all of us, actually. Seeing him push and, of course, stand in front of me for hours just to learn the craft, know this is wrong, this is right, we should do this is my spell, getting the routine together and going on to win the nationals. That was like when I realized, anything is possible. You just have to give it time and give it your all. You just have to be in that position. I've been a Q for some time, but then it expired and then didn't renew, so I felt like, man, this is my time to be recalibrated. But
as someone that became a Q grader and is up for renewal, why did you get the Q, and what is the advantage for you having Q grading?
I don't see a big difference, but it's only you trying to examine your capabilities and your position in coffee. Because whatever Q does is more of general knowledge, and then checking you on different aspects of coffee, from green, roasting, sensory. So all that together in 6 days makes you feel like, okay, I got this. And of course, knowing the standards during operation, especially, to me, I would recommend it to be for any personalities that are behind in the roastery. For anyone, production roaster, head roaster, anyone who's surrounded with roasting, I think it's a course that you should take, because it gives you that idea on knowing the things that can happen. You have coffees, because I've seen a lot of coffees. Sometimes I test coffees, but you test a coffee that is baked. If you haven't been in a queue, you'll never know these issues with coffee. You're testing like a taint in coffee, you'll never know that. But then as a roaster, you're going to be traveling to evaluate coffees at origin. To me, as a roaster, you taking this course gives you a higher position to have like a very independent mind when it comes to quality. I think that's what a Q does to someone. It's a very interesting course.
But what about those who've been in the business for a long time, doing a lot of cuppings? Do you think they need Q as well?
A Q is like a certificate. If you need a certificate, you have to go for it. But if you're comfortable and every time you're cupping your coffee, you're very sure of what you're saying, and if you have other people that have taken a Q and they're evaluating your coffees and they're saying these coffees are passing, then I think it's a course everyone should take, but I'm not saying it's a mandatory that everyone who's cupping coffee, you've cupped coffees for 20 years, you still need it.
I see.
Yeah, but if you're coming into coffee and in a world whereby, you're going to be in a position where you're the one who's going to be buying coffee, I think you need it. Because you don't want to go somewhere where people, some people will always take the certificate as the first thing before the knowledge even you have behind the certificate. And you go to places whereby people just want your palette at work. So your palette says everything, it's not a document. And I've seen some queues who are not really good at copying, but they somehow passed the queue, even first time. Their first time of taking it, they passed it. So you can get lucky during the queue, but when it comes to the practicality of the job, it becomes different. So I wouldn't say it's a no or a yes. It's just like something, it depends on what you want. Yeah, if you want like a few certificates behind your name, then go for it. I went for it because someone was sponsoring it.
Okay.
Yeah, someone was paying for it.
But what if you had to pay for it out of your pocket?
I would say not at that time.
Okay.
Yeah, not at that time. Maybe now, yes.
Okay.
But not at that time. Yeah.
Now, are you saying maybe now because you have more knowledge and you realize the value, or because you now have more money available to you?
I know the value behind the certificate, and now I have the money to go for it. There are people who really know the value of it, but they don't have that much money to go for it. It's still expensive, and especially down here. Right now, I think it's going for 10,000 dirhams.
10,000 dirhams.
Yeah. So you don't expect a mere barista to go for it. You need to be in a position where you're roasting, because maybe your salary, maybe you can save up, and you know it's coming in 6 months. I can put 3K aside every after 2 months, or maybe after like 3 months, I have the money to pay.
The average barista is making how much per month?
Depending on the place and depending on the community you're in. If it's like the commercial community, they're always 2.5. So 2.5 with the living here, the cost of living here is crazy. Yeah, it's high. Everyone is living on a high end, so it's really hard to really facilitate some courses. So maybe you can facilitate a sensory class, you can go to an intermediate, maybe like a barista foundation, brewing classes. But when it comes to these classes like science classes in coffee, the CKI courses, I would say, they're a little bit expensive, so you don't expect anyone. So that's why when they happen here, you need to have like a place where an organization that is willing to support you.
I see. So that's commercial baristas. How about
specialty 3.5?
10,000 is a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. That's a lot of money. So you don't expect everyone to go for that certificate. But the more you learn, the more you educate yourself, the more you stay in the industry, I think you find value for that course. And then you'll pay for it. Right now, I would pay for it. Like, I wouldn't even want to ask anyone for penny. Take a queue, because I've seen like, it helped me. The first time I took it, it really helped me. I kind of like got myself comfortable knowing that, okay, I can sit down and you give me 100 questions about coffee, and I bet I will go wrong, maybe 2 questions wrong or 3 out of 100. So that puts me in a position whereby I'm educating myself. I keep learning every day, and I think even taking it is part of learning. Because whatever they're doing there, you never go in thinking that you know. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you go in and you're like, because the first time I was having issues with Asian coffees, and I'm like, I can't really cup Asian coffees. Like African coffees, man, I can any day. I can tell this is an Ethiopian coffee, this is a Kenyan, but I can tell if this is an Indonesian coffee or a Yemen coffee. I'll have confusion of those coffees, so I need to find a way or educate myself or find someone who teaches me the best way possible to find out on that. So I think it's even part of learning.
Okay.
So, but I will never even judge someone who has been cupping for several years without a Q.
Do people that have Q grade certificates in this part of the world, does that help them getting better salaries?
Yeah, I think it changes a lot. If you're taking it as an individual, it should be behind your head that if I take it and pass it, I should get myself a job that facilitates my certificate.
About how much more can you expect to earn with the Q versus not having the Q?
I think you have like a 50% more. If you've been in an industry whereby you're a barista or production assistant, and you're earning around 4-5, expect to get somewhere where they're going to appreciate your Q and push you to 15,000.
15,000?
Yeah.
Wow, that's a massive jump.
No, that's less money. Come on, working in a roastery, so like a dead end. Sometimes I feel like roasters should be paid around 30,000.
Oh, so here the roasters only been paid 15?
I think they're between 15. Depends on what contract you have. It depends on how good you are.
But you're talking 15 for the regular line production?
Yeah, like if you're really good at production.
Not the head roaster?
Head roasters 15 and above. I would say 15 and above.
Oh, 15 and above.
Yeah, 15 and above. Anyone who's like a production roaster, like roaster assistants, I'll put them around 10. to be fair, and head baristas 7 and 10. So somewhere there.
So at 15 and up, is that good money here in Dubai?
15 you can survive. You can sustain family back home. Here, this place is too expensive. So,
but just sustain.
Yeah.
Not like
not living. Come on. Yeah.
You're not joining the tourists.
Hey, no, you're not joining the tourists. You're still with us.
Okay.
What I want is learning and of course teaching other people, having opportunities outside of my job, because the more you learn, the more you explore other opportunities out of your job. Maybe you're doing consultations. Like today I was talking to one of my colleagues who's like opening their own SEA certified training facility.
Oh wow.
And they just resigned today, so they want to start their own thing. So I was like excited. I'm like, dude, go for it.
All right.
So this is the thing about learning. You learn, you earn, and then of course you go out of the system and then you create your own thing and move on. It's the dark room. So this is where we keep most of our green, and of course we're waiting for more Brazil. So
is there a particular type of Brazil you guys like to use?
Now we're using a yellow Catura coming from Calmo Coffee. So that's like directly. Right now we're waiting. It will be here in the 25th, I think, because Christmas here is nothing.
Has the frost, it
has caused a lot of problems, because I remember we were putting in some orders before the frost, and then after the frost, the prices kind of just changed. All of a sudden, from maybe a coffee that you're purchasing at $4, it goes up to $7. So around 75% increment in prices. Okay. And that's like a big issue right now with roasteries. I feel sorry for roasting businesses that are, whatever is happening here, I don't know about the other markets, but prices haven't changed. We've tried to do some increments somewhere, maybe implementing like the taxes on the coffees, so we can cover some of that. But it's going to be an issue for the next 2.5 years, I think, or 5. But I've not seen real changes in cafes. The prices are still the same, which is a problem.
But when you say that's a problem, why is it a problem that they're not?
Because the coffees are going to go up at some point. So
has the price to them already gone up?
Yeah. We've tried to. Some of the coffees have gone up, like the Brazil. It has already gone up. The Colombia that I'm getting right now, I think we're going to change the prices as well, because it's not the price that I purchased the coffees like 6 months ago. 6 months ago, I think the cherries from the farmers, from these local farmers, they were selling cherries at $2-3. Right now, everyone is asking for $4 or $5. So now, whoever is going to process the coffee is going to ask for $10, and then costing and shipping and all that, the logistics that goes into. So that changes. Yeah. And everything that has been happening with Colombia, with the security. Yeah. So this is everything. So Colombia, Ethiopian coffees, and of course the ones that you're seeing here, these are like the Panama Geisha coffees.
So these are flying?
Yeah, these are the coffees that are flying, yeah. So mostly, So this is mostly
That's quite pricey.
Quite pricey. And of course the other side, we have the Project Origin. Yeah, these are Ethiopian carbonic macerated coffees. And of course the super natural. Like it's close to naturals, but I wouldn't say natural. So what they do, they collect the cherries, pile them together for some time, let me say 3 to 5 days. The pile is like this, a huge pile, so they put them in a huge pile, but on outside, they're not indoors.
So under the sun or shaded?
Shaded.
Okay.
So these coffees are fermenting. They're going through a fermentation.
Just natural fermentation?
Just natural fermentation,
the
yeah. And then after the 5 days, they will spread the cherries. So when they spread the cherries, then that's when they go through the actual natural drying. And then they prolong the drying.
For how long?
They take it to around 35 days.
Wow, 35 days.
Yeah,
okay.
so it's a very slow drying.
And how long is it for the piled fermentation?
5 to 8 days.
5 to 8 days, and then 35 to dry.
And then spread it slightly.
Do they still rake?
Yeah, they rake it and then cover them. They don't allow direct sunlight.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's
but using raised beds or
raised beds? Okay. Raised beds.
And then rake every hour or?
They do it. I think the interval is not the same as for the naturals. The naturals is like 2 hours, but with these ones they will take like 5 hours to flip them, they want everything to be slow and a little bit ferment. So they're trying to introduce the winey part that happens with the CM, but this time around they're just doing it with just naturals on
without, because CM they're adding yeast to it, right?
CM they're adding stuff, and of course they are in like carbonic, like it's like they do what they do, they flash out carbon dioxide. They flash in carbon dioxide into the tanks. So that's what happens with carbonic.
Oh,
yeah. So there is carbon dioxide going on with that. And these ones, there is nothing. It's just everything is natural. And of course, we have some coffees from Cafe Granja, Esperanza.
Oh, in Colombia, right?
Yeah,
right.
in Colombia. Oh, amazing coffees.
Yeah?
Amazing coffees.
What type of coffees are you getting from them?
Right now we have Mandela, we have a Sudan Rume, and a Geisha Maximus.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. So the Maximus is like crazy expensive, but crazy good. In a good way.
Okay.
The Sudan Rume is like my favorite, and I think I just like everything to do with lemongrass. And of course, we have some cascara. I have some few bags of
How do you utilize the cascara?
So here, like, there is this cascara thing going on, whereby the people are selling like more of like cascara drinks, infused cascara. They infuse it with, I think, vinegar, apple cider vinegar, so it has that fizzy taste. So they do it with sparkling water. So that's the same thing we're trying to do.
I see.
Yeah, we do cascara syrups.
From
Yemen? And then I have like Yemeni coffees. This is Matari from Yemen. Yeah, this is from Matari.
Is it
and this is
difficult to
direct.
get? Oh, that's direct.
This is direct, not easy to get. And it's
How do you? I mean,
expensive.
are you going to Yemen?
We have some Yemeni family that lives here. They're
okay.
like connecting with the family the other side.
Because it's still an active war zone.
Yeah, it's still at war zone. If you happen to get like 100 kgs, you're lucky.
Okay.
Yeah, but it comes with a price. The kind of price their coffee is weirdly. It can score 86 and price it as a 94 from Colombia, Cafe Granja.
Wow.
They're selling it. This one, I think we bought it around $25 per kilo. Yeah.
Oh, per kilo?
Yeah, per
Okay.
kilo, not per LB.
Gotcha.
Per kilo, yeah.
Because you're buying coffee for the Middle East, compared to the United States, that seems to me to be a higher clientele.
Yeah.
Like American buyers were always like trying to find cheap coffee, even
it's-
in specialty. Is there a limit to how much you're willing to spend? Like, is there a price point that you're like, okay, that's too much?
Yeah, I don't cross over $15 per kilo.
Okay.
For a coffee that I'm going to put on my wholesale.
Okay.
I don't go beyond 15 because I can go beyond that, but who's going to buy it for wholesale? So coffees that are going to go above 15, these are going to be exclusive coffees. You just have to buy less. I can't really buy 10 tons of Brazil or Ethiopia that is $15.
Right.
Yeah. So who are you going to sell it to? Because you're going to price it at 250 dirhams, and everyone
Per kilo.
Per kilo.
Okay.
And everyone is used to buying it 120.
Yes.
So it will be a problem for you to push out. It can be good coffee, but you need to know who's your market. Right now, we're actually very lucky. We're working with some people, like the few cafes that we're working with, they are willing to pay a premium for roasted coffee. They are willing to pay that. And sometimes they go even overboard, going for our exclusive to be put on their menus, which is something good. Because with the exclusive coffees, you expect them to be retail, where someone just buys 1 bag, 2 bags. But then when a cafe comes in and it's like, can I get 5 kilos of a 90 plus Panama Geisha? You're like, wow, that's really good. So you get a discount of this for you to buy this, yeah. So that's what we're doing. So we can't go beyond $15.
Okay.
Yeah. To be honest, 15, that's really hard if you're going to do wholesale.
But even that,
But-
15, that's pretty pricey coffee.
Yeah, that's pricey
For
coffee.
like regular use.
Yeah, for regular use. So we're trying to keep it below 15.
I don't think there's a lot of American specialty roasters that even spend that much on their basic green.
No. But the thing is, they're buying in bulky. That's another thing.
Okay.
Most of the roasteries in the US are buying a lot of coffees, so you're buying more, you're saving a lot. Here, because roasteries and the communities haven't gotten together, with the US market, this is how I navigated around through it. I was in Boston in 2019, so I went to different roasteries. I was asking how they source their coffees, where they get their coffees, how they really manage to keep these relationships. They're like, you know what, we're not going directly, but we can work with one roastery, a big roastery that can ship in a container, and we buy from them, or we purchase these coffees through them. So when they ship them, these coffees are cheaper. Here we haven't really gotten that kind of community where roasteries can come together and buy from one producer and cut the costs on shipping.
Oh, that would be better.
Yeah, that would be better. To me, that's how I look at it. Like, that's how you're going to ease things in the market and sell coffees at 90 dirhams per kilo. But if I'm still getting 2 pallets, a full container will be shipped from Colombia, and they will charge me for a full container.
So you actually will buy a full container?
No, you cannot.
You'll buy the container, but just put whatever you buy.
Yeah. Because what you do when I buy like a pallet, let me say these are like 2 pallets.
Okay, right.
I can't put it on air because it will be super expensive.
Right.
Then I will decide to use the shipping it through containers. So they will put it in a container. And
just the 2 pallets?
Yeah, they will put it in just the 2
pallets. So you'll actually buy the entire...
Yeah.
Just for the 2 pallets?
Just for the 2 pallets. You have to buy...
Whoa, that's some extreme stuff. Right?
Exactly. So that makes everything very expensive. At the end of the day, a coffee that you purchased at $5 ends up to be $11. Yeah, because
you only have 2 pallets.
Yeah, 2 pallets, and you're paying for all the space in
Why not just increase the amount of pallets?
That's another thing. You're going to increase the amount of pallets, but how long do you want to sell a coffee?
No, back to again the whole 6 to 8 months thing. Okay,
exactly. So you need to look at your storage. How big is your storage? How good are your storage conditions? And the place where you are. But if you're buying it with other producers, they're buying Colombia, and you're sourcing from one producer, I'm sourcing from one producer. We take these coffees at the shipping port. We put in our coffees, load in. We share the cost of the container.
My company, Spro, has worked with Zoka and Ladro.
Yeah.
And they buy the majority of the container, right? They'll fill the container, but also within a country, we'll take one container and buy from multiple producers and consolidate them into the container.
Exactly.
In your case,
the community hasn't really
gotten together.
Haven't gotten together. That's another thing.
That would save so much.
It will save a lot of money. Like it will even save the future of specialty coffee here. People love coffee, because specialty coffee doesn't have to be expensive. Producers are putting in a lot of money they're using to produce these expensive coffees, but we can cut those costs if we're buying too much and bringing it easily. When the shipping costs go down, even the prices of a kg goes down. It doesn't stay the same. But if I'm bringing in 2 pallets and I'm paying 15,000 for a whole container, that money will be inflated on the amount of coffee that I have.
I gotta say, the idea of opening a container and there's only 2 pallets on it,
man,
that's gotta be a picture.
That happens.
To ship a container from Colombia
to Dubai, that was like 3,000 and 5,000.
Okay, and now?
And right now it goes up to 10. Wow. The last shipping that is on the way, I think we paid 14,000.
Wow.
For full container.
Yeah. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. So that's crazy. For like a full container, 20 tons coming from Brazil. So shipping in that much coffee with those charges, it won't really affect you.
Yeah, that's not too bad. That much quantity.
Yeah, because the quality. But if you're getting, let me say, if I'm only getting 1 ton or 2 tons from Brazil, or 3 tons from Colombia, man, that's going to be...
That's a killer.
Yeah. People have to pay for that at the end of the day. Yes. So you're going to charge a coffee maybe, I think to be fair, if you're around $25, that's what you would want to start with. And that's very expensive. And of course, people are going to be disappointed and there won't be that much love. Every time people think about how much they're paying for something,
they're like, grandmother is really expensive. They don't love their grandmother anymore.
Yeah. Because it's like, can I get a kilo of Colombia? And the black condo is 160 dirhams per kg. I was like, hey, I know some place they said it 90 dirhams. I'm like, bro, ours is 160.
Well, then you should go buy it at 90 dirhams.
So that's the thing. I don't want to be rude telling them that my coffee is 160. I want to keep them as clients. But then you end up chasing them away. You don't want to lose money just because you want to make someone happy. But at the end of the day, you don't want to really disappoint someone. Maybe they're just being introduced to coffee. Sometimes I want to really educate them and give them this logistic part of it. But no one understands that. If someone wants their coffee, they just want a coffee. They don't want to know what you go through to get a coffee. Yeah, they just want the coffee. I've seen that talk. Someone says, just give me the coffee. How much is it? 40 dirhams. That's a lot. why is it 40 dirhams? And we're selling some coffees 120 per V60. So when you tell someone a coffee is 120 dirhams, they're like, one V60 is 120. What coffee is it? How was it processed? So they don't want to know how it was processed, but then they're asking you, why is it expensive? So these are questions that are really hard. Sometimes I educate my baristas and I'm like, just tell them how these coffees are processed, give them the idea why these coffees are expensive, and why we're pricing them that way. We're just trying to, get the cut out of it, but it's not profitable. These expensive coffees, no. I'd rather have like a full house of Brazil. Than have
that's easy to drink.
Yeah, they're easy to.
You just tell them next time, why is it so expensive? This is Kim Kardashian's favorite coffee.
Yeah. That would be nice.
That's what I tell my guests.
Wow.
So this is a very pretty facility you have here.
Thank you so much.
Were you involved in the design of it?
I'm actually the one who put everything.
Okay.
Everything that you're seeing, it's been me struggling, trying to understand where I should put the roaster, where I should put the green, where I should put the coffee, and of course the bar. And this is like my favorite part. Trying to design a bar where people can easily walk in, drink coffee, and they can see whatever that is happening on the other side.
Now, why did you put a bar here? Like, we're in an industrial area.
Yeah.
Like a beautiful bar.
It's more of like a showroom, because we're roasting, and we really need our guests to come in and try what we're doing here. Because the main thing is at the back, but we want them to see what really happens at the back in a good environment, a quiet place. It's a warehouse design, but of course you'll be surprised walking in and you're like, oh, this is a beautiful place. So that's another thing.
Okay. And
of course, we're living in the 21st century. Everything has to be Instagrammable.
So what's this hanging from the ceiling?
This is someone's idea. So the owner, she's very picky when it comes to stuff. And she comes up, she's like, can we just hang clay cups? And I'm like, how are you gonna do it? She's like, okay, you're always talking about third wave, first wave, second wave. Let's put cups in a kind of wave where people know it's a wave. We're learning, but we are also growing, we're going somewhere. These waves are like a way of us trying to go through whatever stages specialty coffee is going through.
How did you choose all this equipment? So you've got the Hydra, the Malponic.
Yeah, so everything is just about the design. We're like, black and white is like the color here. So it's like we wanted something that is easy to cope with the color that we're painting. So we thought a Espresso would just suit. And to me, a Espresso is like a high-end machine that makes like everything a little bit easier. If you're going to showcase really good coffees and you're going to sell it out there, you need machines that really represent that. We could go with a Black Ego, but we think it's like straight up training and all that. So this is like, it's something that I've been using for some time, and I felt like very comfortable introducing it even to the guys.
So you have the MVP Hydra.
Yeah.
What does that mean, MVP? What is it?
It means, to me, it means 6 stages. Okay. You're trying to make coffees like in different stages. Because I used the MVP flat. I've used the first one. Yeah. So my idea of like slow extraction started from a Espresso. So I think coffee should be given a part whereby you can go 5 bars, go 9 bars, and pull out a very decent espresso. To me, it's about extraction and the flow rate of these machines. That's the whole reason why we were like, okay, if we're going to go with something that can, restrict us from just going straight, and we can restrict our shots, then this is the way to go. And with these ones, of course, I just love them. Fast hand, trying them fast hand.
So we just hung out with Freddie here at the Grandmother's Roastery. But what I really enjoyed about Freddie was some of the things, the way his thought process goes, how he thinks about the coffee, the way he thinks about the baristas, and he's got a whole grasp of the process, from the seed truly to the cup. So he's working in them all, working with farmers at the green side, then the roasting, and also the barista end, making coffees for customers. but I thought he had some really nice takes on the different issues that we face, especially about helping the farmer. I thought that was totally refreshing. We have so many people in the coffee business that talk about how they're helping the farmers. It's more like Freddie says that, you know, if we can help them to just advance a little bit, get away from loans, helping them to operate in a better way, rather than these lofty, grand ideas that we can never live up to. You're watching the second smallest coffee channel on YouTube. Coffee stuff here from Dubai, blah, 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 you know, the whole whatever you want to do. All right, see you soon. Thanks for tuning in. All right. We are in the Dubai Financial International DIFC, whatever it's called. And
last coffee of today.
coming out to check out this place called Orijins Coffee. So let's go in and check it out. Hello. How are you guys? I'm here for coffee. What do you recommend?
Filtered coffee, or you want it milk?
What do you recommend? What is your filtered?
B60.
Okay.
You can try the B60.
What is the recommendation for filter?
B60, sir.
Okay, but what coffee is that?
For the B60, it's a filtered coffee. The black.
Okay, good. I'll try that.
Alright. Ice or hot?
Hot. Then.
Hot. Alright. Hot B60. Anything for sweets? We have the pistachio cake, Victoria sponge.
Sure, some water.
Water. Alright. So one hot B60.
You have it here?
Yes.
Okay.
If that's all right.
Hot B60, Rangina is the water, total 100 dirham, sir.
Is this my coffee?
Yes, this is your coffee.
So what are you making for me today?
I'm getting you B60.
What's the coffee?
It's a filter. I'm getting you Ethiopia. I'm using 20 grams, 18 grams. Then my yield will be 120. Then my ratio 1 to 15. Then that means I'll pour it in four times. First pour. Then the first pour, look at the sweetness. Second pour, look at the acidity. Then the last two pours, I'll be concentrating on the strength of the coffee. It will take 2 and 45 seconds. So I'm getting Ethiopia gachafi. It's fruity, floral, and spicy.
So why did you build the hole in there?
Actually, here I'm elevating sweetness and increase on the extraction yields. Supposed to get it 45 mils, and I'll get it 45 seconds for blooming. I'll do the second pour after the 45 seconds. Then I'll be looking at the acidity. Here we're looking at the sweetness at the same time, allowing coffee to extract gases. I'm using negative temperature. I'll add in my water for acidity. So still, I'll give it 35 seconds to fully concentrate on the acidity. Then the last two pours to make our total brew, to make sure that the coffee has a mild body. But today, I'm looking at the sweetness and acidity. That's why I'm not concentrating on the strength of the coffee. You can smell the coffee, and it's really amazing coffee. So this is the cup. It's fruity, floral, spice, and
Beautiful, beautiful.
thank you so much.
Thank you very much. So let's... Oh gosh. What a mess. What is this called again?
Rangina.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Enjoy.
Dates with nuts and this noodly thing. It's the kind of stuff I believe that's on the kanafa. Then we have some water. Dolomite to water. All right, here we are. We've got this Ethiopia Yirgachef. Light. There's some fruitiness, but it's not heavy. It seems very neutral to me. Pleasant, but relatively neutral. So move this out of the way. More importantly, we're going to have some of this Rangina, this date type of, is a roll. It's really dry. They talked about it being very dates, and I have less flavor of dates and more of cardamom. Like the cardamom is super strong. I kind of don't like that. It's really dry. The nice thing is that this lightly bright Yirgachef actually goes nicely with it. It actually balances it out. So there's chunks of soft sweet dates that are mixed in here. That makes it nicer and more pleasant. This noodly kind of thing, this kind of crunchy noodles thing, adds just a hint of crunch, but it kind of dries it out. And the whole texture of this flour really reminds me of a Filipino pastel, but it's drier than that. Like it dries the palate more. Like when you're eating the Filipino pastel, it doesn't dry the palate, but this really kind of dries out the palate and makes it difficult to eat. I'm not loving it like a kanafa. It's interesting. This is perhaps my least favorite of Arabian desserts. The coffee's perfectly fine. Actually, it's a great accompaniment to this rangina. Oh my gosh. Hello, my dear. Okay, what would you like?
I want the same one, maybe different bean.
You want hot or ice?
Huh?
What beans you have?
I have Colombia, Kenya, and Ethiopia. You have straight Ethiopia. I don't know if you can get the feedback, then you... You want Colombia? Colombia is fermented, natural anaerobic, deep chocolate, blueberries. If you're not a fan of coffee, you might perceive it badly because it's a little intense because of the deep chocolate. But it's really an amazing cup because it's fermented.
What's the name of the farm?
Kulea. But you can also try Kenya. Kenya Kiambo. It's really very
You
nice.
recommend Kenya?
Kenya in hot? Nice.
Yeah, okay, then we will try Kenya.
Try Kenya.
Okay,
Because it's straight.
try it. Whatever she wants. Back again.
This is Kenya. It's washed. It's acidic. I used a lower ratio of 1 to 13, and I used a 46 method where I concentrate on sweetness, acidity. Its body is mild. It has a finish of lime.
Can we get It says fermented. This one for Jay. We'll try.
Kind of like raisins.
Can you cut this? Oh, I feel like a vinegar.
I don't think I know him. I do. So May's with us now.
Is it on live or what?
No. So what are you doing next?
I'm a freelance event strategist.
What's the name of the company?
Around coffee. I'm just around everywhere.
What programs are you planning to do?
To hold key grading courses and then some SCA skill building workshop.
Any coffee celebrities that you're bringing to teach those classes?
Jay Carragate.
That's the smart answer.
Quite a challenge doing trainings during this pandemic. So we'll still see.
All right, thank you guys. Thank you. See you next time. Alexis, yes.
I'll go to the front.
Hello. We are now in the car with Sakib, who's taking us from Orijins to the barn. What did you guys think of the coffees?
Anaerobic. I didn't like it because it's so funky.
It's too funky for you?
Yeah.
That was Orijins coffee. Orijins, right?
Yeah, Orijins.
Orijins, and here in this is what
CIFC.
What does that mean?
Area.
Dubai International Financial Center.
So thanks for watching on the world's second smallest YouTube channel for coffee. And this is Nicha, and May's here. Sakib is here. Thanks for tuning in. All right, now we're rolling. What were you saying? That it's sustainable? What?
This is a sustainable coffee shop. So I think it has something to do with the water.
Well, there's a big water tower.
Yeah, it's over there.
It's very pretty. It's in the middle of this park underneath a water tower. But you guys have been here before, right?
Only once time. When they opened 2 months ago.
Oh, something smells nice. Ladies first. That includes you, May.
I'm a lady.
That's what I'm saying.
We'll kill you.
I am Carl, barista from the bar. We're serving incredibly amazing beans here. And of course, from Espresso, we have Ethiopia and El Salvador. And for the V60, we have from Tolima, Colombia, Kirinyaga, Kenya, and we have from Bovisa, Brazil. Aisha Garato. Great.
What do you want? Coffee?
Maybe for me just V60.
The V60,
I know.
you're having hot or
Yeah,
cold?
hot one.
Or which beans would you like to have?
You can choose.
Oh, I can give you a surprise.
Choose the best.
Yes, I will give you.
Here in Dubai,
Yeah.
what is the drink that coffee people think is not legitimate coffee?
Spanish latte.
You should try the Spanish latte.
However, we don't have, but we have the dulce latte. So
Okay, I will have this iced dulce latte then.
ice. You're having ice.
It's for people who are not serious about coffee.
How about some pastries as well?
Everything is made here?
95% is a German style pastry. Our best seller, the German cheesecake, creamy, tangy, and citrusy flavor.
Okay, considering what we've ordered, which
Yes.
is the one to go with?
The German cheesecake, because it's actually mother recipe of the owner.
Let's have that.
Thank you very much.
Our recipe is we first do the 50 ml pouring, 30-second blooming time. Then after that we'll pour 100 ml in 10 seconds. So that will be 150. So after that, 55 seconds, we will add 100 more. So it will be 250. And usually our yield, it will be around 260 to 70, and it's good enough for saving.
Where do you want to do? Ice dulce latte.
It's our German cheesecake.
And this is the shakerado.
Coconut cake and sparkling water. Correct?
Lemon,
It's banana.
mandarin, grapefruit.
Go for me. Okay, so this is the,
Ice
Ice
dulce
dulce
latte.
with layering. Look at there's layering here. Stir first.
Yes.
Sweet cream.
And
Pretty good.
Let's try together again. This one Ethiopia.
Lima Colombia, apricot, very mild with a flourish aroma of chamomile. Aftertaste because of the honey.
Okay.
Yeah, so good.
Hey, how are you? Everything's good? Thank you for asking.
Clean and sweet, like a honey.
Yeah, really?
Like a
Yeah, I think clean and sweet is a good way to say it.
That's the Canadian.
Some honey, like
That's good. And for you?
No funky notes.
no, just nice and clean,
Nice and clean.
and a little sweetness. Not too bright. It's a nice smoothness.
Smooth to the tone.
What about the cheesecake?
Let's try.
So I give you Kevinaga and everything else along with the V60. How was that?
Refreshing, so good. It's Germany style.
German
Yeah,
style.
right? Different from Japanese style. It's more, it's not too soft like a Japanese one.
We like the cheesecake. Not heavy, but we are used to Japanese cheesecake.
You're softer.
Yeah, softer.
Taste is good. Yeah,
But this
I
is
like
good.
it.
This is good.
Now it's your turn.
Guten Tag. Very lemon, like you're saying, very lemon. Compared to like American style cheesecake, which is very creamy, this is a little bit more dry, a little flakier, grainier.
Rainier, right?
But interesting to try. You know, the shakerados I've had in the past were never very good. This is actually quite nice. Orangey and refreshing, and yeah, you're totally right. Maybe some lychee.
Peach.
Yes.
Wow, actually, that's probably the best shakerado that I've ever had.
The notes are really sparkling.
It's really, really good. That's really good.
Special signature beverage.
Yeah, because you know, signature beverages don't really hit the mark a lot of times.
But this one hits all the spots.
Hindi po, off po kasi ngayon, so ikot-ikot lang. Coffee hop.
Okay.
Girlfriend ko po.
Are you also in coffee?
She's also barista.
Where?
Bliss, yeah, in Gate Avenue, DIFC.
All right, excellent.
Sige po.
That's good. All right,
Nice to
enjoy.
see you again.
Everywhere we go, we run into people we know. It's so nice. Oh, look at the birch. Wow. So what did you think? How was the drinks?
I like the ice shakerado.
You like the shakerado? How about you?
Yeah, my V60 is good.
Let me see.
It's like a happy ending.
I'm down in Port Rashid where I've come to visit the coffee lab here at the waterfront, and let's go find it. So I ordered the shakshuka and moved inside because it's just too noisy outside with the construction. And I don't know, I'm starting to wonder, is this a cultural thing, a language thing, or not? But so I'm asking my guy, I said to him, hey, I want to get the shakshuka and I would like to get some coffee. Some brewed coffee, and I keep forgetting they call it filtered coffee here. So I'm like, yeah, it's to be filtered. What kind of coffee is it? And
You want hot or cold, sir?
hot, please.
Hot. And eggs, sir, for shakshuka, you want medium, well done?
What's best?
Well done.
Well done, really?
Medium well, I will make it.
Medium? Okay, perfect. Thank you. As you would have it. Okay, thanks. You know, and this has happened more than once in different places that I've gone to so far here in Dubai. You ask them for a coffee, they say, filter coffee. Yes, filter coffee, please. And I'll ask, well, what kind of coffee is it? A V60. And so I don't know if is it a matter of the language difference that I'm not really using the correct phrasing that people are used to here in Dubai. But I'm just like, oh no, because to me, personally, the method of whether it's V60 or Kalita or any of that is less important than the coffee itself. And it's like, that doesn't, it kind of gives me the impression that, I mean, or is the local clientele just satiated with the reply of V60? Okay, good, V60 coffee. But I would like to know more. And so Ethiopian was the answer after we drilled down with it. And that's a little bit on the basic side. But I asked them for shakshuka, some coffee. So hopefully that comes. We're going to see what we get. And I'm looking forward to it. But it's really a gorgeous place here at the seaside. It's very nicely done with relatively comfortable, stuff like this. This banquette has these really plushy couch stuff. It, I guess, is really good for lounging. But the height of the cushions is pretty low. It's a little bit uncomfortable because I think my butt is sitting at an angle below my knees. So your calves are still kind of stressed, so it's not really relaxing as much. But, maybe I should just lean back, do some man spreading, maybe kick out my legs a bit. Oh yeah, maybe that's better. I think that's how I should be doing it. What I like about it is there's a lot of plants. It gives you a nice feeling that plants. Plus the weather today is beautiful, gorgeous. Like here on the seaside, you can feel a little bit of the humidity coming off the water. It's cool breezes, but still warm. We're probably talking like 75, 78 Fahrenheit. And the bar looks really nice, super modern, clean. Ceilings are high with exposed concrete and all the exposed utilities. So that means that there's a little bit of noise. Oh, here's my V60. All right. What do we have here today?
V60 umbrella. Want to put it?
Yes, please. Umbrella?
Umbrella.
Oh, okay.
Here you go. Here's your coffee.
All right, thank you very much.
Enjoy your coffee, sir.
Umbrella. I'd like to know a little bit more, but let's try it anyway. It's got a nice nose. Not really what I was expecting in the nose. Like here, there's a lot of not necessarily bright coffees, but like a lot of the V60 type coffees that I've had here have been more floral, lightly bright, kind of lighter kind of coffees. This one has a heavier nose. Well, still on the brighter side. I imagine it's probably a natural, but it's got a fermenty kind of finish on it, a little bit kind of pungent, a little bit herbaceous on the finish. So it gives me some puckering in my cheeks. To be honest, I don't know if I quite like it. This is the kind of pungency that I am experiencing that makes me think that, ooh, I wonder if this will be better balanced with sweetness, like some cream and sugar. Yeah, definitely a pungency and a puckering, like right here. And to underscore how low the cushions here are, I'm actually sitting at the table. And you might be thinking that I'm hunching down. I'm really not hunching down very much. But that's how low the seats are. They've got how many guys here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think at least 9 people working. I always wonder about the economics of coffee shop operations in the Middle East. Like you go to a lot of these shops and they've got like tons of employees, tons of workers. But everyone seems nice and friendly and enthusiastic. Of course, a lot of Filipinos, always Filipinos here, working in the bar. Yeah, excellent, excellent. All right, shakshuka time. So we got our coffee. Thanks. Perfect. Sourdough bread. And then our shakshuka. My guy said he was going to have it kind of medium well done eggs. So let's try it. Oh yeah, it's hot. Ooh. Ooh, spicy. Get some of this egg going on here. Some of the cheese. I think it's halloumi. I don't really know. I'm just throwing out words. All right, that's very good. That's delicious. I think the bread is slightly toasted. But, oh yeah, I dig it. I dig it. I haven't really had too much shakshuka in the past, but this is good. Just a touch of heat. The eggs are nice and firm with just a little bit of runniness. Bell peppers, tomatoes, delicious. The bread has really great crust to it, chewy, firm crust. It actually matches well with the chew of the crumb. Oh yeah, the coffee does balance well with the shakshuka. This is definitely a great first meal. Does this count for vegetarian with the egg? Maybe not. I said earlier that there's a kind of this herbaceousness to the coffee, and I wasn't sure if I like it. Those kind of characters that I'm not really into are still there, but when you have it with the shakshuka, the spice mix of the shakshuka kind of blends well with it and kind of overcomes some of the elements that I don't find particularly exciting in the coffee. So I think it's a great pairing. And I'm really enjoying the harder cooked egg, really great texture as a contrast to the stewed sauce and vegetables. Actually, I think if I was all by myself, without the camera rolling, I'd probably be eating this a lot faster. So here they've got a full wraparound bar, multiple Lamorzoku linear PBs, a whole 6 of these Monza grinders, plus a bunch of Barazza Fortes for that pour-over station. Got this really big square layout, so there's a lot of space for the barista to work. It looks really interesting. I mean, any place that has a battery of grinders is always going to impress. Wow, this is a great choice. This is definitely better than that thought of having a croissant. A croissant can be had anywhere. This is definitely the way to go. All right, last big piece of egg. I'm gonna splurge on it. Now I feel like Mark Williams. That's hella good. Yeah. Let's finish off this coffee. On the espresso grinders, there's that box.
The box of our beans, one of the best beans, which is geisha. It is a box of cup of excellence.
Is that better than your other espresso?
Yeah.
What makes it so good?
I'll show you the box.
Oh, okay. Thank you. The geisha. Thinking about getting one.
It's from Colombia. Its variety is geisha. It's very nice when it comes to espresso, milk-based, or even filtered coffee. As you see, there's a sticker of Cup of Excellence 2020. It is one of the best beans in the world.
Best beans? Alright, yeah. I'll have an espresso.
The normal price of the coffee, we're adding 28 dirham.
Okay.
You can keep it for
Alright, let me have a look at that. Thank you. So we're going to go for it. This San Pedro Cup of Excellence COE 2020. It was roasted on the 26th of November 2021. So what is it? A geisha varietal, Colombia. Tasting notes of grape, tropical fruit, and some floral. A little bit generic in those descriptions. I wish they were a little bit more specific in really telling me what I'm going to expect. Because, you know, tropical fruits, there's a whole world of tropical fruits. Floral, there's a whole world of flora. So inside here is a bag. Oh yeah, it's a bag. Got a little more information. No, the same.
Sure. This is Espresso San Pedro.
Alright.
This is the best espresso you're gonna taste.
Yes?
Yeah, for sure.
Alright, excellent.
Enjoy, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Guess I should do a little stirring, right? Okay. So the barista preheated the cup and it's super hot. Like, actually it's a little bit hot to the lips. So perhaps next time don't heat the cup so much. Wow, definitely very hot. Definitely very hot. It's a bright, juicy, puckering again kind of coffee. There's some dark black tea notes kind of on the finish lingering. There's a sharpness to the brightness. And I'm not really a big fan of sharp and bright espressos, so initially it's not to my wheelhouse. But let's see more. After all, I'm paying 46 dirham for it, which is well over $10. It's really a concentrated, and I want to describe it as a pungency. Here's the things that you should understand about my thoughts on this espresso is that I prefer an espresso that's a little more of a blend, right? And I want something that has really, really solid chocolate notes, really rounded forward body. I do like to mix in some natural coffees, like really berry kind of forward natural coffees, so really bring a berry character to it. And then the finish, nutty and lingering. So the finish here is lingering, but there's a definite strong brightness to it that doesn't really appeal to me personally. Now that it's cooled a little bit, this last sip actually had some nice fruitier tones. That's where maybe the tropical fruit is starting to come out. Kind of like a little bit of reminiscence to Fruit Loop cereal. I think part of the problem was that it was really hot initially. Yeah, now we're getting some more fruit tones, some jammy kind of tones, maybe like a grape jam, apricot. Maybe some mango, that kind of green mango from Mexico with a little bit of the red skin. Maybe early on when it's just starting to ripen. Yeah, much improved. Actually, from this point down, much improved. Up here, too hot, too astringent, too bright, too much pungency. But now that I'm finished, much more enjoyable. All right, cool. Actually, that was not a good choice. The Ethiopia is not as good as this geisha. Like, it's not a good follow-up. Like, I had a nice fruitiness to it. I'm trying to get that flavor back in my mouth to end my session with. All right, so let's have a little shakedown here. We've got the shakshuka for 46 dirham. The filter coffee hambela for 28 dirham. Espresso is 18 dirham plus the San Pedro Premium, which is 28, which gives us a total of 120 dirham. Not terrible. Not bad. What's that?